Hi lovelies, it's another episode of Dear Tamala. We are going with r/advice from Secondhand Toast, excellent name. Am I the only one who's too embarrassed to work out? I want to go to the gym. For some reason, walking into the gym makes me want to die of embarrassment. Like everyone will look at me and laugh or judge me. I also only want to run, and probably only half an hour a day, which will make me feel like a loser walking straight in and straight out. I'm a fully grown adult, and I think this is ridiculous. Does anyone have this problem? And what did you do about it? The answer is yes. Yes. Lots of people have this problem. I would say this is probably one of the big things that keep people from going to the gym. And I used to struggle with this. In some ways I still do. There's a little gym in my apartment complex, but there's like a window right outside, and it makes me really nervous that people watch me working out and like maybe they think I'm doing it wrong. I used to have a lot of still struggle with body image issues, but I used to really struggle with that, and that was a big barrier too. It's like, oh, I don't have the right gym body. Is something I used to worry that like almost going to the gym would be like people would be like, well, how did they let themselves get like that? And the truth is, I've never met anyone in my life who has looked at somebody who is trying to get in shape and been like, man, that person's a loser. It's usually the opposite. It's I've seen a lot of support, and I don't stay at the gym very long. And I remember going to the pool and being so nervous because, I'm in like a bathing suit, and I'm like, my body is not bathing suit ready. Though everybody's body is bathing suit ready if you could put a bathing suit on, okay? But it's just like one of those insecurity things, right? And so I go to the gym and I see these people that are like swimming like crazy, okay? And I'm like, whoa, that's not like, I'm like, I don't even know how to swim apparently, And it was kind of intimidating, but for me, my health issues outweighed the discomfort, and so that really helped me to push through. But what I found was that people were super nice at the gym and super welcoming and friendly. And while I was there, I never felt judged once. I can't promise you that no one would ever judge you. I can't make that promise. What I can say is that if somebody does, like that's a them issue. And that's not the norm. A lot of people who are the people that you see that are super fit at the gym, a good portion of them started off not super fit, actually. Some of the most, gym, I don't know, gym bunny people, like the people who are like really into gyms and stuff, part of that is like they started off not being in the best of shape. And so I think there are a lot of people at the gym that do get it. Then there are people who just like want to see people trying to take care of themselves because they care about fitness. And I could say that if you've ever been bullied or had people make mean comments to you, that could be something that might also be playing into this, and that could be really difficult to get over. But it's a lot of people aren't gonna care, but the people who do care are gonna care in a way that they want you to do the thing. And as for like not being there long enough, that's a mindset that I really encourage you to get out of, because it's not constructive. It's not helpful. There are a lot of people with variety of, especially invisible illnesses, that limit the amount of time that they could work out and do things. And the reality is, yeah, there are some people who go and like maybe they run like for 2 hours. Like that sounds terrible, but if you're like going and you're actually running for like half an hour, that's like pretty normal. Like that's like a good amount of running. And you don't, especially if you're doing that like every day and you're consistent, that's what people are going to notice. If you go to the gym every freaking day, people are going to notice that. And like, I'll give you a little story. So I have a friend, and back when I was in college, his friend spent like months, it seemed like, trying to convince me to join the rugby team. And I sometimes did yoga. I didn't really exercise much. I definitely didn't run, and I did not have a history of sports. Okay, in fact, I had an anti-history of sports, like where I had historically been terrible at any sport that I'd ever tried. Like not coordinated. I didn't watch sports, wasn't into anything like that. But I, some might say foolishly, decided to go ahead eventually and join this rugby team. And it was really intense. When I first joined, I had no idea what was going on, and I was not physically prepared for what was happening. And it was emotionally very hard for me. Because there was no way for me to be good at it. Like right away. Like it's just one of those things that takes time. And at first all I could see was like, because everybody else had come from like soccer or roller derby, and like me, I'm like occasional yoga, no sports history. And I felt like I was the worst at everything, and that I would never get better. And people were so nice to me. So nice. I probably had no business being there, but people were so nice. No one once ever made me feel like I shouldn't be there. And it was a beautiful experience because there were people of all kinds of body types and abilities on the team. And it was kind of irreverent as in some ways too. And it was nice to see. There was a lot of things that were really wonderful. It taught me a lot. And one of the things that I picked up was people were there because they really wanted to. It wasn't about winning. It was about the experience and being part of something. And together, and like that was beautiful. And I didn't know that could be a thing with sports. But the other thing that I came to realize eventually was that I was maybe not the best at anything, but I wasn't the worst at everything. And more than that, I showed up. I showed up for a whole year. Every freaking practice, I showed up. Every game, I showed up. And in life, sometimes the most important thing is showing up. And it allowed for some really amazing moments. So, for all of you who are watching that feel like this OP about things, and it doesn't even have to just be going to the gym, it could be anything. It's like sometimes the best thing you could do is to get out of your comfort zone. But while there are people who aren't nice there are so many people who want to be supportive and that want you to succeed. And more importantly, you need to want yourself to succeed. And when it comes to your health, that is such an amazing thing. To make that decision to do something good for yourself is so important. And it's really commendable. And we all start in different places, and we all have different things going on. I know, I like to say I'm neurospicy, but I got the ADHD, the autism, the dyslexia, and for me, routines can be really difficult. There's a lot of things that have been difficult, and that's a barrier to fitness and health. And then there's chronic health things, and like you probably have your own things, and like I guess if I could give you one piece of advice is, how would you judge somebody like you? Not how you think people would judge you, but how, if you saw somebody, how would you respond to that person? Because odds are you'd be a lot nicer than you're imagining people are going to be to you. And if that's not the case, then that's something to examine and work through. But it is really impressive to choose to do something that is good for you. And there's always a potential for like excuses not to do that. But some things are more important than excuses. I will say some pieces of advice that you can do is, as a neurodivergent person, things that sometimes help me are like headphones, or like things that like allow me to like kind of like shut everything out. That could help anybody with anxiety too, things like that. Picking your location, like where you, even like what kind of gym you have. Like, is it a big gym? Is it a small gym? Like, what kind of people are at the gym? Because there's lots of different types of gyms. But the spot in the gym, and you know, you can also find a buddy. Like, if you can find a buddy, that could be really helpful. I know when I started going to the gym, I had a friend that would go with me, and that was really helpful. And just having that support was really helpful. So let's see what other people have to say. I can't say this name, but Bula or something like that, says, I used to feel like you, female. I ended up forcing myself, not doing any eye contact, putting music on my ears, and pedaling in front of a book. After a time, you realize nobody actually cares and that everybody has to start somewhere. You can also try to look at the others. You'll see that there are a lot of people of all kinds in a gym. And going to the gym every day sounds like badass to me, even if it's just for 30 minutes a day. And I will say this, certain things you don't want to do more than 30 minutes a day. Like, also, you have to consider, like, are you walking to the gym? I used to walk or bicycle to the gym, That's like a pre-workout. But I think that's really great advice. Early 2000s movies says, I promise you, even those fit guys who live and breathe fitness are happy to see people in there working. The gym community is actually a really good community, even if the stupid minority make a lot of noise. Ask for help, make friends, connections, work on yourself. It'll be life changing. Zero Lives says, I don't know if it's you or not, but please just do it. No one cares. Someone that does care is a loser anyway, so ignore them. Yes. I don't know if it's you or not, but please just do it. No one cares. Someone that does care is a loser anyway, so ignore them. Most people are engrossed with their own workout and routine to care about other people. This may sound harsh, but who are you? Why would people care enough to laugh or judge you when they are busy with themselves? Now, I don't know. I think people do notice people, but like, it's just not a judgmental way. Brandon Schwalbat says, I've been working 5 days a week for 6 years now. Even to this day, I feel awkward and I feel like I'm being watched. That's absolutely normal. Every time I get that feeling, before I go to the gym, I just tell myself to get over it. Because once I'm there, the moment I put my headphones, I'm in my own world. And I will say, pick things that you care about. You want to run, right? And maybe for others of you watching, you want to do something else. For me, picking something that you actually kind of like to do, whether it's weights or like a class or whatever, pick something that you actually kind of enjoy, and it will make it easier to stick with and to like deal with that discomfort. Disclosure, I have anxiety. I have a lot of things, and like with that being like neurodivergent too, like there's elements where it could be really hard. I get it, but you could also get through it and like sitting with the discomfort and like acknowledging like just being like, okay, I'm feeling anxiety right now, but that doesn't have to control me, and this is important to me, so I'm gonna just accept how I'm feeling and I'm gonna continue on. And if you need to take a break, take a break. There's no rules. Like if you get too overwhelmed, you feel too anxious, go to the bathroom, go to the locker room, go, do a little walk around. Like there's so many things. Like I like that somebody brought up that bringing a book. I brought books to goth clubs, okay? Books are great. But there's lots of things that you could do. And if you're worried about like the time that you're there, extend it a little bit. Maybe instead of running the whole time, do like some walking, you know, but people really aren't going to be paying attention to like how much time you're there. Big Mr. AC says, if you have anxiety about the gym, is it because you think everyone will be looking at you because of your routine or potential lack of plan? Or maybe because you're new? Or maybe something about your body image you don't like. We all had to start somewhere, one step at a time. Most people don't know and don't care. Start off doing what you're comfortable with. If that's rocking 30 minutes on a machine, maybe do some ab work and then leave. Start there. Slowly make it a habit of just being there and see the vibe of different trainers or times of day that seem less busy so you're more comfortable. After a couple of visits, ask a trainer for an introductory session to show you what machines do. Maybe take advantage of any deals for personal training they have because of the holidays, and specifically tell them your goal is to find workouts to keep you motivated with quick and easy, non-complicated stuff. Keep going. Since now you have gone and have your plan, you will be able to stay consistent with visits until March. Now it's time. Now it'll be your new hobby. You'll get healthier, maybe add muscle. If that's your thing, start chatting with new people, and that's that. Hey, you just found the gym as a new third place. And I would say this. Also dressing in ways that make you feel comfortable. There's no right or wrong thing to wear at a gym. Just whatever makes you feel comfortable. Heck, if you want, you can wear makeup to the gym, whatever. Like, you know, you don't have to. You could wear like baggy clothes or tight fitting clothes, or like, you know, another thing that can help is having like benchmarks, like paying attention to how you're doing. That could help you stay motivated. So, but just keep in mind with benchmarks that like there are ebbs and flows to things, and you know, pay attention to your body too. Please pay attention to your body. Different people respond differently to workouts. Now, I'm not an expert or anything, but as somebody who has chronic pain and issues like that, I have like this weird thing where like I could work out a bunch and feel fine, but like it doesn't, like, I don't usually get that like high endorphin thing that people sometimes get, and then it can cause pain flare-ups if I push myself too hard, because I don't realize I'm pushing myself too hard. So, and everybody is different, so please pay attention to your body as you do this. But I'm really proud of you, anyone who is thinking of doing something like this, and it doesn't have to be the gym. If you're, sometimes the gym is a commitment, right? And I get it. But you could run anywhere, and you know, you could do all kinds of stuff. Just find what works for you, and if you have an impulse to do something healthy for yourself, go with it. Go with it. Just do it. And I promise you this, that things do get better. Like, things do get better, like the anxiety and stuff. Like, even if, like, every time it's the same amount of anxiety, you get used to that feeling. And it does get better. It does get better. But here's to a brand new year and a brand new you. And remember, every day is a new chance to choose something better for yourself. And you are worthy and you deserve it. But be kind to yourself, please. Be kind. And congratulate yourself on the little successes. You are so worthy. You're amazing. And I think this was a really great question. So, thank you, lovelies. I'll see you next time.